Forgot to mention this. Hour number 3, Power Hour. How many of you live close to King of Prussia? Toad, wait till you hear this. Wait till you hear this. I got a great text this morning. I don't know. Maybe I don't know if this is going to be good. I don't know if this is going to be good or not for Big Sills here. Sue goes, I do. About an hour away. See if I got. Okay. Half hour? Okay. You ready? I believe we're going to be doing business with our good friends at Hooters and King of Prussia. And Big Sills may be in town once a week during the football season. How you doing? Hey. Yes, sir, man. Phil, the owner of the establishment, has said that I look forward to doing business with you. So this will mark, now let me see here. If we cross all the T's, dot the I's, and all this and that, this will be, what will this be market-wise for Hooters investing in the Big Sills show? Let's see. Tampa, Orlando, Jacksonville, Miami, San Diego, Phoenix, Dallas, Atlanta, San Francisco, and now Philadelphia. By the way, Tony, you guys weren't helping me with the mayor with some of your disgusting comments. It's the mayor of Vegas. Don't you want to have some getaways? You see, you guys aren't very smart. I'm also bringing the mayor on to try to get me hooked up with the MGM guy and some of the people in Vegas to do some flyaways, to have an extended stay somewhere. I mean, come on, hook me up here. You guys aren't being smart here, man. Look at me. I'm doing the old Italian deal here. So, yeah, King of Prussia, the Hooters. How you doing, man? So, yeah, we're looking forward to this. It was about 5:30 in the morning, and Phil, the owner of Hooters, he's like, hey, you know what? I look forward to having a beer with you, man, and let's get some business going here. Okay. So, hey, Tony goes like this. You've created this, Sills. Okay, maybe. No, I didn't. Tony, don't you understand something here? Aren't you getting this? Thank you, Arthur. I appreciate it. Hey, Arthur, for the amount of shit that you give me, you better get your ass up there, too, to see me. JM, you too. All you guys that give me a ton of shit, I want to see you more. I want to see you more. Get your asses up there. Talk shit? We'll talk shit together. Okay? So wait a minute. Tony, don't you understand something here? The Big Sills show is a Monday through Friday wing bowls. This is what the wing bowl environment was. This is why radio stations in your respected city, basically, you know, elevator music. You know when you get on an elevator and you hear that music? Dun, 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 dun. Ten, 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 ten. That's what I hear when I hear Philly radio. Ten, 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 ten. I'm gonna stop. Ten, ten, ten. Hey, here's 6A to 7P on a respected radio station. Well, not respected anymore. In Philadelphia, 10, 10, 10. You can play this music and it's the same. 10, 10, 10, 10, Dun, 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 dun. Ah. Ah. Tones like this. What are you singing? No, IP's good, dude. They're killing it, man. They're good, man. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Sills is. I'm getting some really good news. Actually, see, hey, I don't know, man. I'm one of those guys that work on good news too, bad news. I kind of go up and down. I'm kind of a maniac. No one would ever confuse me with being sane, especially my daughter. My daughter's like, hey, Dad, where do you think I get this maniacism from? I go, not me. She's like, oh no, because you're sane. Oh, okay, Dad. My daughter's. Hey, Barb. Here's a station that Mike Missinelli used to be on. Dun, 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 dun. Tan, 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 tan. I'm going to stop. All right. We're going to get into something else. Oh, I got to hit on what you guys want to hear what John Gruden said about Wentz. I asked him if he could be saved. That's an oldies. Well, what do you think here? We're looking at here. Clearly, you have better I think that's a Burt Bacharach. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know, man. What the hell do I know? Anyway, Carson Wentz. Tone's favorite coach. Yeah. Hey, Tone, I'm drowning. Well, that's a long way to the bottom. Hey, here, can you see Tone? Tone's in a rowboat. John Gruden's overboard. Tone's like this. Help me, I'm drowning. Brother, that's a long way to the bottom. Yeah, ain't you gonna help me? No. What happened? Tone pick out an apple, start chewing on an apple. Hey man, I hope it don't last longer because you look like you're struggling. A pair of water wings. Yeah, he just went under. Hey, like this, look. Yep. And Bubble stopped. Yeah, he'll be up in about 2 hours. Yeah, hey, he'll be up near, hey, Tone, he'll be up near Wildwood. He'll be up near Wildwood washing the shore. And probably in about 2 hours. We found a body. John Gruden at Wildwood. Yeah, he went in under the bridge, though. Probably didn't want to pay the $5. Anyway, I asked him if John Gruden if Wentz can be saved. He's working with him. And he made an interesting comment. Wentz has to go to a place that's tough, not weak with him. Someone who's tough, like Seattle. I said, Seattle? He goes, do you know why Geno Smith had a great year last year? Pete coached him hard. Geno never had that. Coaching hard. That sucks, kid. Can't have it. Got to be better. There's no massaging. You see, you guys are under the impression he can't handle that. He's got to handle that. John says he needs to be beat up by a coach every day. He needs a coach up his ass every moment, not coddling him. And if he can't take it, he has to want to take it. Jalen embraces coaching and embraces hard coaching. Belichick, Barb, that's a good one too. That's a good one too. I'd look, if I were him, don't look for the easiest avenue. Holy shit. Guess who's going to coach him and knows him? Either Carolina. No, here, I'm going to make something here, and I'm going to say this to you about Frank Reich. Frank is not a hard coach. He's not going to coach Carson hard. Doug is. I love Frank. You know that. He's been on our program 100 times. He's not going to coach him hard. You see, you had that bad cop, good cop going on with Carson Wentz and Doug Peterson and Frank Reich. Frank would kind of calm the room down. Doug getting his ass. Okay? You got to have a guy that's sitting there going to beat his ass up. John said, and I go, man, how can you perform in that environment? He goes, Tom Brady got beat up every day by Bill Belichick. Tom just got sick of it. But didn't it make sense? Then he went to another coach that beat him up. And Bruce Arians. Don't you guys see the similarities? Bruce Arians beat him up. Bruce had no problem talking shit on Tom Brady. Everyone was like, oh, no. There's probably a bit. See, most of the media people remember how they acted with that relationship. Bruce and Tom have a great relationship. How many times has Arians come on here and said, we have a wonderful relationship? But most of you can't handle the truth, like the movie says. That's why when someone is in someone's ass, you think that's adversarial. I think that's coaching. As long as you're coming from a place that you're looking to help that kid become the best player he can be, and you know that, that's coaching. When you're just screaming at a guy to scream at a guy, that's being destructive. Eagles' former quarterback coach, John DeFilippo, used to be one to send Carson to the grinder. He stayed on his ass when DeFilippo and Reich left Philly. The checks and balances left. That's right. Carson Wentz can't be – everyone's like, Carson can't go to a coach that's going to be mean to him. Yes, he has to. For him to save his NFL career, John Gruden says he's got to go to a place that someone has got his hand completely up his ass to where his lips move. Those were John Gruden's words. I was kind of like, wow, okay. He goes, but the players got to want that. No player on the planet invites getting her ass kicked by a coach for the littlest thing. Nobody likes to walk into work and the first thing you hear is a guy telling you how much you suck or something you need to get better at. There's got to be there's got to be some positive thinking there, and there's got to be some trust. I think it's Seattle. I'm not going to Matt LaFleur. I hear people say go to Green Bay. Why? Does Matt LaFleur look like he's going to beat Carson Wentz up? I'm not even sure that guy's a good coach. As a matter of fact, I think Matt LaFleur could be one of the most overrated coaches in the league. We're going to find out how good he is. If that guy takes the Packers to the NFC North title and they win it, I'll completely apologize and go, oh, I couldn't have been more wrong about a coach. But I don't believe it. I don't. It begs the question, is that the type of player I want? A guy that needs that much attention could ultimately prove to be a distraction. Was it a distraction in New England for Brady? Bill Belichick screamed at Tom Brady more than any other player, they say, in that locker room. He screamed at the number one. Mike Tomlin screamed. Get this. Mike Tomlin screamed at Ben Roethlisberger daily. He would put Ben Roethlisberger on total blast. They said every single day, Ben Roethlisberger would be put on blast by Mike Tomlin. I mean, those guys, between them, They got 9 Super Bowls. If it results in that kind of distraction, I'm totally in with that distraction. That's a distraction that I want. Hey, man. And by the way, you know what it sends a message to? Man, if he'll kick the shit out of that guy, I'm not safe at all. And it sets a tone in your locker room. All for one, one for all. If Tom Brady could get his ass kicked, the greatest player in the game, anybody in this building could get their ass kicked. Okay? That ain't a distraction. That's culture. That's our culture, man. But Brady was a self-starter. If I'm hearing you correctly, it seems that Wentz needs to be pushed or motivated. Would you consider Wentz a self-starter? No. And Brady's background was a 6th-round pick, and it goes deeper. See, there's a lot of similarities between Brady and Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts lost his job at Alabama. Tom Brady barely could keep his job at Michigan. Both guys weren't looked at as top-flight talent to be an NFL quarterback, one less than the other. Jalen was actually looked on higher by the Eagles in the NFL than what Brady was. And there's somewhat of a journey there because you have to be a self-starter because you know why? I think there's more self-perseverance and self-preservation when you have to come from those places than when you're the second pick in the draft. I think you have more of an entitled mentality when you're the second pick in the draft. More expectations. Let's be candid here. If Carson Wentz was drafted in the 4th round, like Dak Prescott, wouldn't you look at him as the same? You think Dak Prescott's had a better career than Carson Wentz? If he wasn't the second pick in the draft and he was a 4th rounder or 3rd rounder, would you have the opinion you have of him? Probably not. Carson Wentz stats. He's a second pick. Here, how many years has Wentz been in the league? 7. Okay. Here's 7 years of statistics for Wentz. Obviously, last year he was benched. But let's just take a look at it. Okay? 3,782, 3,300, 3,100, 4,039, 3,600, 3,500, and 1,700. You think Dak Prescott's been a better quarterback than Carson Wentz? 33 touchdowns, 7 picks. 21 touchdowns, 7 picks. 27 touchdowns, 7 picks. 16 touchdowns, 15 picks. 28 touchdowns, 7 picks. 11 touchdowns, 9 picks. 151 touchdowns, 66 interceptions. You truly think that Dak Prescott's been better than Carson Wentz? I don't. Statistically, sure, Dak has had a better career, but as far as team success, Wentz has had more success. Well, I don't know, Tone. 7 years? Those pretty good statistics there. He's put up more numbers. Yeah. Interception ratio, it's not bad. You wouldn't have this opinion of Carson Wentz if he wasn't second pick in the draft. My point is, you look at Dak Prescott and look at his numbers and go, wow, man, it's pretty good. Oh, he's a 4th rounder. You look at Carson Wentz's numbers and go, I don't know, man. Second pick? They're not bad. Carson Wentz statistically doesn't have bad numbers. Those are not horrible numbers. Tell you this, is he better? Do you think Carson Wentz is better than Kyler Murray? I don't know. They're kind of the same guy. Kirk Cousins and Carson Wentz numbers-wise, Cousins probably better. Probably. Matthew Stafford and Wentz, I don't know. Like Daniel Jones, you think is better than Carson Wentz? Statistically? Well, I hope he has the year Carson's ever had. 2 years ago, Carson Wentz had 30 touchdowns almost and 7 picks. I don't know. I mean, when I see Kyler Murray and Carson Wentz, I kind of see the same guy in a way. But Kyler's more athletic. He's not dependable. Well, neither is the other guy we're talking about in a way. Golf and Wentz, I think he's better. Not by a ton. See the point we're making here? There is such a negative about his attitude. And get this, it's not even really fundamentally expressed by teammates in a loud way. It's just his mannerism. Like, he doesn't make you want to jump into a forest fire for him. You know what I mean? Jalen's going to jump in the forest fire. And you know what you're going to do? You're going to go help Jalen because he jumped in first. That's the kind of attitude Hurts has. He's not going to do something or ask you to do something that he wouldn't do. And so when you see your quarterback jumping in head first, I am too. I'm going to jump in head first because the leader of our football team is jumping in head first. That's why Mulata jumps in right after Hurts. He sees that. The rest of them are all jumping in with him, right? I am too. As a defensive guy, if I was on that field and I saw someone taking swings at Jalen Hurts, I'd get out there and throw some dukes too. I'd be like, hey, man, what's up with that? Because that guy's not looking for that. He's just looking to compete. And if you take it over the board, well, I could take it over the board too. You want to go hallway? You want to go street? You got the right guy here. Now you can't leave. I'm ready to go too. That's the kind of attitude he brings, though. Okay, that's the kind of guy that makes you want to jump. See, like I said, Jalen's going to jump in. Then you're going to jump in. He ain't going to go jump in. Once he's going to tell you to jump in, you're going to go, I'm not jumping in. Okay? Wentz is a good guy and player, but a bad leader. That's the only way to put it. That's the worst thing you could say about a player. That's the worst. What Tony just said is the worst comment you can make on a player. That sucks because you can't help that and you can't fix that. Dude's a good player, but a bad leader. That's the only way to put it. Ugh. I don't think there's any fixing that. Being a leader. I don't know. You know, really, if you think about it, it's the only position in sports that you have to be the leader. Look at your Sixer team with Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid's the MVP of the league. And I wouldn't think that guy's ever going to hoist a Bill Russell trophy in his entire career. I heard somebody say that I said trade Joel Embiid. You won't have to worry about that. If he has any brains and his people have any brains, he'll pull what the rest of the players in the league does. He'll want out. He'll want out. Doc Rivers said exactly, by the way, I reached out to Doc. Doc Rivers said exactly what I thought. The entire culture in the 76er front office has not changed, even back from the days of Elton Brand, because the owner of that team does not have a culture in the building that people buy into or people believe. Believe in what process? Dude, there's no slogan with the Eagles in their process. There's actions in their process. Tremendous actions. Success. They win. Hey, get this. The Eagles win their division. They recruit against the other teams in their division. They completely know what they're doing. You know how many organizations organizations that don't have an idea what to do when it comes to winning. The Cardinals. The Jets are getting better. The Bears. The The Jags are getting it right. Those are the worst ones. The Browns, probably. All right. Let me go over to this now. So Pro Football Talk came out with their preseason list. We did it the other day, and I kind of wanted to match it up here. And this is Mike Florio's guys. Cardinals the worst team. We all agree. Hey, how many years do you think that Jonathan Gannon has as the head coach in Arizona? You think he makes it through 1 year? What's the over-under on 1 or 2 years? I say he's out. You think he's a Nathaniel Hackett? Because they're going to get the first pick in the draft and have an opportunity to draft Caleb. Wait a minute now. You want a defensive-minded coach, coaching Caleb Williams? If you decide to go in the route of trading Kyler Murray and having Jonathan Gannon as the head coach of the Cardinals, that's a decision they're going to have to make. Do you want Jonathan Gannon as the head coach of Caleb Williams? I think this guy's got 1 year here. Because I think they will try to trade Kyler Murray in the offseason. They'll want to get out from that. Get on a rookie contract, get a reboot, move him. There'll be a team that will pick that contract up. Who knows? The Dolphins. Who knows if Tua can get through the season? You might want to try to make him a Miami Dolphin like you did Josh Rosen. I got the Texans. Well, he has the Texans 31. I think they're going to be better than that. I do. I think they're going to be better. The Colts at 30. So Shane Steichen, according to Mike Florio and Jonathan Gannon, got two of the worst jobs in the history of the NFL currently. Colts and the Cardinals. The 32nd worst team and the 30th. Man, those guys couldn't have went to shittier places. And on top of that, shittier owners. The Bears are 29. Maybe one day the Bears will get it right. This is Mike Florio's list on how he put a preseason team together. I think the Bears might be better than that. I don't know. I'm rooting for Justin Fields. How about this? They got the Rams at 28. I think the Rams moved that money around with Cooper Kupp to try to do something either with Dalvin Cook or either with DeAndre Hopkins. I think there's something brewing here. Number 27, the Raiders. I think the Raiders are going to be down here. I don't know where the Raiders are going. I don't know what Jimmy Garoppolo is going to be doing. The Falcons at 26, I think they're going to be better. I think they're doing some nice things, in my opinion, in Atlanta. Panthers at 25. I think depends on what Bryce Young. I like the fact that they named Bryce Young the starter. I think that's a good thing. 24, the Commanders. I saw something, I was listening, Tone. I was listening to the guys talking about Sam Howell. And they're saying all the right things about Sam Howell. Sam Howell's a pretty good ball player. He's not bad. He had a nice game against the Cowboys at the end of the season last year. At North Carolina, he was good his sophomore, junior year. Senior year, those two running backs left. They lost some defensive tackles that they had on that team too, so they weren't quite as good. Mac Brown's done a nice job with that program. Who would have thought North Carolina is a better program than Texas? Mac Brown has put more pros at the quarterback position into the NFL than what Texas has done in the last 30 years at that position. I mean, Mac Jones has put Vince Young in. He's put Chris Sims in. He's put whatever. I'm not saying they're great. Mitchell Trubisky in. This kid, Drake May, is going to be the second player taken in the upcoming draft. They got Howell in there. These are all guys that Mac Brown, and he was pushed out of Texas. They did a nice job there, man. Again, it's North Carolina. Remember something about North Carolina sports. It's a basketball program. It's not a football program. That thing is revolved around the hoop program. All the money that goes into that program is basketball. Now, back in the 50s, it was football. But then when the 60s came and 70s, and you had all that great winning with Dean Smith and Jordan coming in there, it changed the culture around. Carolina's always been considered a great basketball program, but to do what they're doing there by winning with Mac Brown, he's done a nice job there, man. Broncos 23, I got them higher than this. I think they're going to rebound. Some of you guys think that Mac Brown or Sean Payton's overrated. We're going to find out. How about this one here? Holy cow, man. Mike Florio has the Browns 22nd best team in the league. That is not good for the Browns. That is not good. That is not good for Deshaun Watson. You give a guy $230 million and your team is not in the top 20. Holy shit, man. You better hope that doesn't end like that, because that contract will be scrutinized and he will get hammered if that guy doesn't deliver the goods. And because he's got the greatest Deshaun Watson has the greatest contract in NFL history. Nobody's got more guaranteed money. Nobody has been promised more. Nobody has been given more security at that position than any player in the history of the league. Okay? Not even these new deals. Lamar, Jalen, Joe Burrow's deal. This guy got $230 million guaranteed. There's not a chance the Spanos family is giving Justin Herbert $230 million signing bonus. There's not a chance. They'll give him 190, 185, and everything will be deferred out and shit like that, because that's how the Spanoses and their cheap pocketbook and their zipper wallet works. Never. And then the Bengals too. You think the Bengals, Mike Brown, who bitched over $650,000 with Carson Palmer, is going to give that guy $230 million? Not a chance. Not a chance. No way. Patriots 21. Man, what a crazy year this would be. This would mark the 4th year in a row if the Patriots miss the postseason. They haven't won a playoff game in 3 years. They don't get there again. It's 4 years that the Patriots haven't won a playoff game. Man, all coincides with Tom Brady. Man, do you think what we're watching in New England right now, does it have an effect on how you look at Belichick? Has it changed? Has your opinion on Belichick changed since Brady's not there? Has that changed it? Has that changed it? How you look at him? Like, if you had to win a football game, who would you rather get this? If you had to win a football game, who would you want as your head coach? Andy Reid or Bill Belichick? Who would you want coaching your team? Reid? Like Bill, we're talking about Bill being one of the greatest of all time. So let's use some of the greatest of all time. Would you want Belichick or Bill Walsh coaching your team? Would you want Belichick? We're calling him the greatest coach of all time because he's won the most Super Bowls. And if he doesn't get to the playoffs, it'll be 4 straight years. Belichick or Joe Gibbs? If you had to win a Super Bowl, I'm taking Joe Gibbs. Just how much does a Super Bowl buy you as a coach? A lot, Brandon. A lot. Brandon, I think this is a fact on Dick Vermeil. I don't think if Dick Vermeil has a Super Bowl on his resume, he's not in the Hall of Fame. If he doesn't win that Super Bowl in St. Louis, he's not in the Hall of Fame. Okay? They had to really dig deep on Dick Vermeil and his resume because they were all turnaround projects that he was the head coach. Now, not so much in Kansas City, but in Philadelphia, it was a turnaround. And in St. Louis, it was a turnaround. He was one season away from being fired in St. Louis. Charlie Army told me, man, Georgie Frenier in the front office and all them people were not happy with the direction of the team. And all of a sudden, this guy just parachutes in named Kurt Warner, and all bets are off after that. Okay? Okay? I mean, so how about this? Andy Reid winning the Super Bowls. Does that change my opinion of Andy? I know you guys will not like what you're going to hear here about my opinion on Andy Reid in Philly. I think he was a choker in big games. I think that football team laid eggs in big games under his direction. I think he underachieved as a head coach. He got to the mountaintop, and every time they got to those big games, he failed. He failed to push him across the finish line. That's on his watch, too. He wins those Super Bowls in Kansas City, in my opinion. I think that is a slam dunk. He's a Hall of Fame coach now. And then it makes it look a little better what he did in Philadelphia. But if Reid don't win those Super Bowls in Kansas City, he's not a Hall of Fame coach. I mean, Marty Schottenheimer won more games than him. Now, he's got 20 postseason wins now. If I'm not mistaken, I think he's right up there with Tom Landry now. It's quite a number. Andy's postseason now. I think he's got 20 postseason wins, maybe 21 now. So I think he's passed Tom Landry for the most postseason wins. It's pretty respectable. That's pretty respectable, man. Respectable? I'll take that back. That's pretty phenomenal. The Buccaneers at 20 are way too high. Saints at 19. I'm on the Saint bandwagon. So this is Mike Florio. Packers at 18, way too high. Titans at 17. So Mike Florio thinks Titans at 17 are better than the Broncos. Not me, man. He's got the Seahawks at 16. I don't know. I think they're higher. Vikings at 15. That sounds about right. Steelers at 14. I think that's too high. I don't believe in Kenny Pickett. Chargers at 13. They got 13 talent. Got to start winning there, Justin. Giants. Mike Florio thinks the Giants are the 12th best team in the league. He thinks Mike Florio thinks that the Giants are better than the Chargers, Steelers, Seahawks, Vikings, Saints, Browns, Broncos. No way. No way. I think the Giants are a 7-win team. Lions at 11. A lot of hype. Here's your top 10 teams according to Mike Florio. Jets at 10. Probably all right with that. Cowboys at 9. Yeah, you know what? You know what I get every time I talk about the Cowboys? Why do I feel like Notre Dame? How come every time I talk to Cowboys, I talk about Notre Dame? And why are the similarities between Notre Dame and the Cowboys? Every year they're in the top 10. I refuse to put Notre Dame in the top 10 in my preseason poll. And someone asked me the other day, what's your bias? I don't really have a bias against Notre Dame. I kicked the shit out of them my entire college career, so I'm not upset with them. I mean, I never lost to them, and we beat the piss out of them. Mercilessly, too. Like I said, I mean, I beat that team by 51 points one year. I don't really have a problem with them. And to me, I think they're overhyped and overrated. And they're like, but it's not, no, but Steve, it's not just bandwagon. It's media bandwagon. Okay? It's media bandwagon. Because Notre Dame was a power out. Lou Holtz, that's 25 years ago. That's like 30 years ago. 35 years ago. So your best football's in your rearview mirror? Man, why would I put them in my the Cowboys here they are at 9. Ravens at 8. Okay. Dolphins at 7. Sure got a lot of talent there. I think here you go here. This is where I think I think these teams can win a Super Bowl. The Jags at 6, the Bills at 5, the Bengals at 4, the 49ers at 3 he has. The Eagles at 2, we're in agreement there, and the Chiefs 1. So he agrees with me that the two best teams in the league right now are Chiefs and Eagles still. That's pretty cool coming off a Super Bowl. So Cardinals at 32, Texans at 31, Colts at 30, Bears at 29, Rams at 28, Raiders at 27, Falcons at 26, Panthers at 25, Commanders at 24, Broncos 23, Browns 22, Patriots 21, Buccaneers 20, Saints 19, Packers 18, Titans 17, Seahawks 16, Vikings 15, Steelers 14, Chargers 13, Giants 12, Lions 11, Jets 10, Cowboys 9, Ravens 8, Dolphins 7, Jags 6, Bills 5, Bengals, Niners, Eagles, Chiefs. It's not too off. It's not too off chart there. All right, let's take a timeout. Please hit the like button. Keep it here on the National.